Chapter 12, The Angelica Touch by Lindsay J. Sedgwick. Worst thing about going back to school this term is trying to avoid being alone with Dylan, despite wanting to be alone with him more than any other wish on my wishes list. If he asks me out again, it will jinx everything. Since I won't be able to explain why I'm saying no, he'll think I actually don't want to go out with him and my life will be ruined. Stompingly, depressingly, mulletly ruined. However, if I can avoid him asking me out until Mum's met Mr. Perfect, then I can say yes, absolutely, anytime you want. And yes, I lied to Grace. Of course I want Mum to meet Mr. Right. If she has to meet someone, and I'm adult enough to know it's only fair, then I want him to be the right one. And it was only a little lie. I tell Grace and Kathy to stay close. That we have to have lunch together under the weeping willow. Somehow, in the time it takes me to excavate my lunch from the too small locker, they vanish. I eat my lunch behind the tree and then go scouring for them, walking straight into the boy himself. Dylan is even more adorable now that the jacket is in the locker. It's funny how school uniforms can look dorky on most of us, but okay on others. Not me. As for how I look, based on the heat of my skin at this moment, I'd say I'm a carnival of pink and puce from my neck to my nose. Hey, he says, talked to any whales lately? What? Oh, okay. Talk, Angelica, talk normally. Nope. All out of whales. I'm stood there, clutching my sandwich box as if it were a life raft. Say something. Yeah, whales. Hard conversationalists. He laughs. I made him laugh. Dad says it's going to rain, he says. Oh. He's really into the weather, always bringing in the washing seconds before it rains. Mum used to say Dad must have been an albatross in a previous life. Maybe you'll get lucky and it'll rain whales again. I try to laugh, but it comes out more strangled cat. Tomorrow is definitely going to be fine, he says, and grins. I don't know what's so funny about the weather. I mean, he says, if you thought it was going to rain today, which it might, the sky looks pretty mean. But no sign of mammals yet, or fish of any kind. We gaze out the window at the grumpy sky. So, he says, if you wanted to go for a walk tomorrow or something, it would be okay. I'm still free Wednesday. No, this is not meant, he's not meant to ask me out yet. This is so wrong. Mum's really strict about school nights. I say, I'm really sorry. Oh, there's Grace, and she looks really upset. I better go see if she's okay, but definitely sometime love to, yeah? I grab Grace's arm, look upset, and spin her 180 degrees down the corridor. I am upset, she says. You turned him down again. If Grace was into wagging fingers, she would be wagging a whole handful at me. But we're late for computers and I need to learn all I can about designing websites. If the broom handle gets suspicious, I'm going to tell him that Mum wants me to set up a site for the hotel and that I want to surprise her. I hop off the bus in town with Grace and half the class. Usually we hover around hers for a bit, then she and I walk halfway to the hotel before we split. Unless it's raining and I get off at the hotel. Let me get this right, she says. You've decided you can't see Dylan till... Hey, it rhymes. Till. Unimpressed is written across my face, so she assumes a more serious expression of concern. Till your mum is dating someone, right? Yeah. So set her up with someone yourself. Do your stuff. I can't. She's my mum. I kick a beer cap on the pavement. It flies up into the exhaust pipe of the school bus. That can't be good. Look, Mum made me swear on Dad's whale that I would never, ever, not even if she were the last woman on earth and had to be paired with a man or get eaten alive by aliens, ever try to matchmake her. Besides, I say, drawing Grace across to the other side of the road, have you noticed Drishog isn't exactly teeming with attractive men under the age of 60? She shrugs. Point made. This has to come from outside. She has to think it's all her own idea. When I've the worst of my homework done, I head over to Guppy's apartment to say sorry for running off the other day. I saved maths for later because it's my favourite subject, although you won't find me admitting that to anyone either. Thing is, when it's right, it's right. If homework generally serves no purpose other than to chew up our minds and make us feel inadequate, at least maths makes sense. By way of testing exactly how apologetic I am, Guppy suggests I try another reading and concentrate this time. So I do. It's pretty impressive. If you don't question the fact that you're trying to read the future with bottle caps on bits of twig. Shipwreck, I say. Which means deep water, hidden depths, dramatic change. Good girl. It could mean my web plans are totally misjudged and that I should stop now before I run aground on a reef and set cobwebs on the seafloor with dead pirates. Guppy, what's love like? I mean, in your day, how do people meet and fall in love? Oh, she says, goodness, what a question. When I was your age, I was far more interested in escape. Independence. I'd have fallen for anyone offering that. I'm confused, but didn't you love Teddy? She smiles as if I'm 4 years old and teething. Funny, she and Mum have the same look when they do this. My parents must have paired up half of the county at the dances. She says every first Friday people came, on horseback some of them. I remember thinking, when I'm old enough I'll go to the ball and meet the man of my dreams, then we'll travel the world. She gazes across the lawn past the oak. They were a good couple, my parents. Respected each other. But I knew deep down I wanted a more exciting life. I wanted to be unique. So why didn't you leave? Oh, she says, by the time I grew up I'd fallen in love with the hotel. You'd have left it for Teddy. She nods and shoves the thought aside. One time during the dance, she says, there was so much rain that every guest had to stay overnight. Mum and Guppy are really good at this. Chris not so much. He can only focus on one thing at a time. Instead of changing the subject like Mum and Guppy, he closes down, which is really frustrating. Guppy continues. The Roman Catholic graveyard in Drishog was flooded and coffins floated across the road into the Protestant cemetery. The most magnificent rainbow appeared when the men went down to try and tidy things up the next day. Guppy, I could try and find out what happened to Teddy for you. No, love. But we're looking at websites and computers, learning how to find stuff. There are missing person sites, or I could Google his name and see what came up. She stops me with one raised hand and a slow smile. Shall we try another spread, or do you have homework to finish? Maths. Let's go then before your mother comes looking. By the time I slide into bed, I have convinced myself that the shipwreck I saw is an entirely excellent omen. Here on the Donegal coastline, historically, shipwrecks have meant treasure washed ashore, Spanish sailors to adopt for dads, and heroic rescues. I won't think about the wrecking part. I go to sleep thinking of how much I wanted to say to Dylan. Yes, please. Grace plumps down in the seat beside me on the bus next morning. Okay. Okay, what? Okay, I'll do your stupid site. I don't really know why she's changed her mind, but it doesn't matter. Maybe the shipwreck I saw was the film set with the whale Albert, which foretold of Marcus coming to town. Which in turn means Grace has decided she needs to settle her mum down quickly with someone, anyone else. I can't help hugging her. Get off, seriously, off, you stink of garlic. Oh, leftover pizza for breakfast, I say. What's not to like? That, she says, weirder. Well, tell no one, mind. I don't want people thinking I'm a sad loser. People like Tariq? Thump. You mean you're not a sad loser? Thump. I love having a best friend. When you have a best friend, you can insult them enormously and slag them, but they take no offence. Even if they do, you laugh about it afterwards. First thing Grace did to me when we met was trip me up so my face landed in her birthday cake. We've been friends for life since. We were 8, and it was a really nice birthday cake. I think I got the best bit. To be continued.